Men of Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's going on? It's your girl D here. I'm here to bring you a reading for the month of February 2022. I hope all is well in the Earth community. Again, this is a video for the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn man. All right, for the month of February. It's a general read, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. The first row here, or this first column, represents what's going on in your personal life. The middle column represents what's going on in career, money, and finance. The third and final column over there represents what's going on in your love life, your social life, your family life. Now, the top three rows represents the current situation in each of these areas. The middle row represents the challenge you might face in these areas. And then the third row represents a possible solution to those challenges. All right. So, again, this is a general reading for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn men. All right. And if you have more masculine energy in your chart than feminine in these earth placements, then you may get something out of the reading. So take it if it fits. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. All right. So let's get going here. Let's talk about what's going on in your personal life. So the current situation here is the Statue of Liberty. All right. That's the current situation here in the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn man's life. The challenge in reference to this Statue of Liberty energy is feeling guilty about something. Okay. A solution in reference to feeling guilty about this is to tap into the trine energy. The trine energy is all about going with the flow. All right. Just, dealing with what comes to you as it does, but also making effort, because with the trine energy, trine is a placement, it's an aspect in your chart, and it brings good luck, it brings gifts and things like that. But in order for you to get those gifts and the blessings it brings, you have to activate it in some way. So you're going to have to take some type of action in order to tap into this trine energy. So there's some positive energy here. So let's get some clarity on this situation. What is the Statue of Liberty here for the Earth sign man? That, Statue of Liberty could represent somebody traveling, somebody moving. It could represent somebody wanting to be free of a situation. So we have the cheerfulness energy that came out in reverse. So the Statue of Liberty energy is clarified with this cheerful energy coming out in reverse. So some of you may feel like you're free of a situation, okay? You could feel like you're free of fake friends, people who are around you, or it could be colleagues that you worked with, perhaps. But I feel like it's more than one person that you're free of. It could be a business partnership, okay? Or maybe you could be free of family members. The challenge is you're feeling guilty about it. Let's get some clarity on this guilt. What's this guilt about? So when we talk about guilt, we're talking about, being blameworthy, responsible, or feeling at fault. So it could have been that maybe somebody told someone about somebody else's lover. There could have been a third party situation, and maybe you were the one who exposed it, and maybe you feel guilty about it. Okay, that could be the case. But for others of you, it could just be you may be feeling guilty about exposing some fake people to someone. And we have the King of Sword energy here. So you maybe feel guilty about being the one to tell this person what's going on. It could be an energy of, well, maybe you don't want to look like a sucker, or you don't want to look like a rat, or you don't want to look like, you're feeling some way in a way that you aren't. That could be the case here. So you might feel guilty. Maybe you were talking to someone and this came out in a conversation by mistake, right? So the energy that you would be able to embody to try to resolve this would be to go with the flow, with the trine energy, not go with the flow, but tap into the trine energy. So I feel like this would be you, let's see, because the trine energy talks about harmonizing. So like this is about you making amends, trying to smooth the situation over, to show support, to show, this was not the intent, this was, right? That type of energy. So we got the Knight of Pentacles here. So you're trying to figure out, how can I fix this? You want to make sure that you're precise in the situation. So you're really giving it some thought. You're taking your time to put thought into this. It may take some time to rebuild the friendship or the connection or the solidarity of the person that you may have betrayed, or this person may have betrayed you. They may have talked about you behind your back. You may have found out that these were some fake ass friends. And so you may have cut yourself from it. You might be feeling, it also could be a situation where you're outgrowing some people. It's like, I can't do that type of, lifestyle anymore because it just doesn't suit me anymore. So some of you could be dealing heavily with your Saturn and Aquarius energy. So wherever Saturn and Aquarius is in your chart, Saturn is all about rules and regulations. It's all about, when you outgrow something. And then we're talking about Aquarius. We're talking about group environments, how you act in a group environment, your social life, things like that. So I feel like for some of you, you've gained freedom, or you've gotten free from a particular lifestyle or particular friends who may be, like I said, they may be disingenuine, or this could be colleagues or coworkers or business partners who are disingenuine. They don't have your best interest at heart, and you may have felt guilty about leaving them behind or cutting them off with the King of Swords energy more so. You may feel guilty about cutting them off. Um, or you may have felt guilty about cutting them off, so now maybe you want to smooth things over, right? So some of you may want to make amends with someone, or there was an argument and some sharp words were used and somebody was offended, and so now you're trying to smooth this over. So it could be something like that going on, but I do sense the energy of someone being free of a group of worrying about what other people have to say. It could be like your friends, maybe your amigos, and you're worried about what they may have to say, or they always got something to say about what you're doing or something like that. And it's like maybe you snapped. Okay, you might have been drinking and partying a little bit too much, and maybe you snapped and said something, and now you're in regret about saying what you said, and now you're trying to smooth it over. So I feel like for some of you, you could either have experienced that, or you could have been the one who maybe blurted out something. And for some of you, it is like, okay, it's not funny, but it is. But for some of you, it's really not, and you got to fix this, right? So some of you are trying to figure out how to fix this, and it may take some time. Or this person who did this to you, they could be coming back around to you. Or you could just be thinking about this time, because, we are dealing with Mercury and Venus both in retrograde in the house of Capricorn. And this could be about, okay, maybe I shouldn't have trusted them with my secrets, or I shouldn't have told them everything. I couldn't have confided in this person or something like that. It's also about dealing with the reality of the situation. It's like the reality is I've outgrown this, or this is no longer for me. I feel guilty about it, but it's just not. So I have to end it. I have to cut it short, or I have to move on. And the best way to do that is to try to do it amicably and to take your time doing it with the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to just cut them off short, but I'm not going to hang out with them every Friday night and get drunk like I used to, or, hang out with them and do this every single, like I feel like a pattern is being broken because you've outgrown it. All right. So I feel like that's what's going on with your personal life for some of you. Now, let's talk about your career, money, and finance. So the current situation here is the policewoman. The challenge with your career, money, and finance is you feeling disgusted about something. Okay. The resolution that you might be able to implement to resolve this disgust is to tap into your second house energies. So this is the house that Taurus runs. So some of you may want to look at where your second house is in your chart. Look what's there. Also, look at the second house, energies of what the second house entails. Now, I feel like there could be an energy of you having to get disciplined in reference to your money, your finances, what you're spending, or how you're going about making money. You may not like the rules in your work environment. They may have implemented some new rules, and you may not like those rules. And those rules could have some type of negative or adverse effect in reference to how you feel about yourself, in reference to you working for this person or making money for this person or this situation. Now, being disgusted here talks about being, what is this? Revolted, repelled. I only got my glasses on, so, it is what it is. But yeah, this is basically about being repelled against, disgusted about something. Okay, but let's get some clarity and see what's going on. So it could be rules that are in place. You may feel that they violate your morals and your values, because the second house talks about the house of your insecurity, the house of your self-worth, your self-value. So maybe you feel like these people, these rules or these regulations in your work environment or in your career environment or your money environment, it's like maybe you feel that they're at a disadvantage, like certain people are at a disadvantage because of these rules. All right, so it could be predatory lending or maybe something like that. All right, I do feel that too. Some of you need to be careful in reference to buying houses and financing houses and homes and things like that. Pay attention to the new regulations or the guidelines. Some of you may have run into somebody who does not want to sell a home to you. They could be being racist or prejudiced towards you. May not want to rent to you or sell to you. I get that too for some of you. Some of you may have work environment here where you may sense that there are people who may have some type of discriminatory energy towards you, and it disgusts you to see this type of. Some of you could work in the police force, and you may see this particular type of behavior in your work environment, and it's disgusting towards you, to you. All right, but we have that police energy clarified with the prison energy. So somebody may feel trapped in confinement, all right, in reference to their money or their work. It could be what you do. You know, you may feel trapped here, right? And the challenges is the rules and the regulations that are being implemented are not fair. But I feel like for some of you, you know, you may have to keep quiet to keep your job or something like that. What's this disgusted energy? I just need one card. So we have the this is the Jack of spades, which is also the Knight of Swords to me. So yeah, some of you have the challenges is you may be expressing how you feel about that and being careful with how you express it and how you say it. Or some of you maybe you said what you said and that's how you feel and you don't care and may have landed you in prison because of free speech or something like that. Some of you may have went to a protest and you may have been arrested for free speech, or you said something at the job and they got upset with you, or tried to make you feel as if you don't have a right to say something. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands energy in reverse. It's like, yeah, it's like these people are trying to stop you from moving forward, try to make you feel as if you're not of value. For some of you at your job, this is what's going on. They could be trying to implement rules for you, but not for everybody else. And you're like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Or wait a minute, I don't need you to do A, B, and C. Or wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Excuse me. Some of you could work in the prison system and you are just disgusted about, what you're seeing there, what's going on there. And some of you are wondering if this is really for you, if this type of work is for you. Some of you may not want to move forward with that. You could be, in any executive order or any executive branch of the government, which is like the protect and serve, so police, security guards, what is it in the jail, the COs, that type of thing. But if it's not about police itself, it's about rigidity, it's about rules, regulations, being confined. And with the prison energy, some of you need to be careful. Some of you, somebody you may work with, they may have gotten caught doing what it was that they were doing and they could be going to jail. Some of you could be threatened in some way, shape, or form about losing your job if you don't follow the rules, is what I'm getting to. Okay, so that could be something that's going on in reference to, what's going on with the epidemic. If you don't follow the rules in order to work there, which would be to, do what it is that you need to do at the doctor, then your job could be in jeopardy. And so some of you could be saying, okay, well, you're not gonna imprison me and tell me what I have to do or what I can't do. I feel like that's disgusting and it's not right and it's not fair. And I'm leaving and I'm quitting. So for some of you, that could be what's going on in your workplace as well. But there's just a feeling here that for some of you, if it's not that, you're just feeling restricted in reference to the amount of money that you could make. And you realize that you really don't have a future here. There's no potential for growth here. And, you expressed that. I feel like you expressed it, and I feel like you're disgusted with what happened because there's an energy here of disgust, with the way that maybe they communicate, the lack of communication, the way they treat you guys, how they do things, their organizational structure. There could have been like a ticket. Maybe you got a ticket while you were parked for work, and they won't waive it for you. That's for some of you. But let's talk about your love life, your family life, your social life. For some of you, those messages will resonate. For some of you, they don't. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But the overall situation is there could be something restricting you, and you're disgusted with it. And the challenge is you may want to vocalize it, or you have vocalized it, but it may put you in a situation where it jeopardizes your financial security. And so you may go against expressing that, or you may decide to find work elsewhere. Now, let's take a look at what's going on in your love life, your family life, and your social life. So we have the current situation is the cow energy, okay? The challenge in this situation is being inspired, okay? And the energies that you would be able to use to resolve the lack of inspiration that you're experiencing would be to tap into your sixth house energy, to tap into your craft. So I feel like with your love life, your family life, and your social life, you could be feeling, blase blah about it, really uninspired, lazy, and you're not inspired at all. Maybe you're not interested in dating. You know, also what I'm getting to is for some of you, we all, and I say we all, as in some of us have gotten, to the point where we've been slacking on the workouts, and it's like we need to change some type of, the sixth house energy represents your habits and your routines, right? And so the outcome is looking at your habits and your routines and getting inspired. So for some of you, I feel like, this cow represents the fact that maybe you've been eating a lot, or it's just, you haven't been moving a lot, because cows don't move a lot. If you, look at the energy of a cow and you look at, they don't run, you know what I mean? Like, they don't do anything where it's a whole lot of excessive movement. So some of you, you may be sedentary in your physical ways, and so you may be lacking inspiration to get out there and get moving, to start walking, or, to get yourself so that you don't gain so much weight, right? And so that's just a matter of changing your habits and stuff. So maybe your family or your friends, or, are asking you to participate in some type of event. So, maybe there's a run. Like how they do the turkey trot and the Thanksgiving turkey trots, and so maybe some of you are looking to participate in activities where you're able to do a little bit more and get out there and get physical, right? Let's get physical. So yeah, I feel like some of you, that's what you're trying to do. You get into it. I feel like you work out, but then later on it's just like, and I feel like that's that Chiron energy. So collectively, the Chiron is in Aries right now. So it's like, okay, yeah, I can't, Aries is an energy where you got the gung ho, but you do get tired out at a certain point, or you get bored. And it's like, okay, you go work out for 3 months and you get into it, and then after that you start getting bored and you may quit. So you got to find ways to keep yourself inspired. So yeah, constancy came out in reverse. So yeah, a lot of us, it's like we're inconsistent with it. We go for a good 3 months or so, and then, we start looking cute, and it's like, oh, okay, I could slack off on the, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you just lose interest, or other things come up, or basically you just don't make it a priority. You let something else get in the way of being a priority, and then you slack off, right? So we all do that at times. So the challenge is being inspired, finding a way to keep you from, when you start missing gym dates and you ain't been in 2 weeks. Oh, and here I go, off the wagon again. What is going to inspire me to keep me on my workout? Yeah, Ten of Swords here. You're getting tired. This is you really like trying to figure it out here. Mercury in Gemini is the Ten of Sword energy, and that's really trying to break it down and understand the process behind it and figure out, okay, what can I do to inspire me? Because when I get to that Ten of Sword moment where I don't want to work out, what is it that I can do to kick in? And so for some of you, it's just changing your habits and your patterns, and what you do and how you do things. So let's take a look and see what comes with that. Clarify the that's one too many. Clarify the sixth house. Yeah, we have that clarified with the Seven of Wands. So this is just a matter of you changing your habits and patterns. This could be internally, the Seven of Wands energy. So this could be you, like I said, determining what's important, what's most important to you, prioritizing. Like, okay, health is most important, but I should make it so. So that means I should work out at least 3 days a week without any, excuses. A minimum an hour, 3 days out of the week, minimum. Some of us, it's difficult for us to, how you get that gung-ho and the New Year's resolution type of energy, which we're still in now. Like some people are slacking off right now, and I'm not saying that to knock anybody. It's just that it happens. We lose interest sometimes, or we lose inspiration. So it's like what you want to do is try to focus on, when I start losing inspiration, what can I resort to next? What other activities am I interested in? Maybe I take this class for 6 weeks, and then after that, maybe I do something totally different for 6 weeks. Maybe it's if you break it down that way so that you don't get too bored, but then at the same time, you're getting tired of something and you're ready for something new. You got something new coming in. So that might be something that, because that, to me, I needed to hear that. So that, like I said, these messages are messages. I don't know if I've ever said this, but That was not me. That was what I was told to say. So I needed to hear that too. All right. So yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, how I'm gonna do this too. All right. Let's get some divine timing cards out here. So yeah, it's just a matter of looking at when you fall weak. What can you do? Because eventually it happens, right? And that Chiron energy is all about, okay, yeah, you fall off the horse, but get back on. That's Chiron and Aries. So look at where that is in your chart. For some of you, it's in your sixth house. All right. But look at what else is in your sixth house too. Okay. If you don't have anything there, look at what's opposing the sixth house, or look at what's squaring it. And also, those are the things that are agitating it and hurting it. And look at what's conjoining it, like what's conjunct it, or what's sextiling it, because that's what will help you. All right, so it's divine timing. Any of these situations, we could be talking about January. Could have been January of last year. Could be this month. We're still in it. Like literally today's January 30th. All right. We have a month from now, so we could be talking about, going into March. So for some of you, this could be about the inspiration, things like that. For others, we have never going to happen. So it's just accepting, as far as timing is concerned, these cards are divine timing. Something is just not going to happen. All right, in reference to any of these situations here. And then we have last fall. Okay, so any of those divine timing cards could resonate with you in any of these situations. It doesn't have to. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. Now, let's take a look at what your money's looking at, like for the month of February. So for my earth sign men, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, if you got extra money coming in besides your regular monthly income, we're going to see where it's coming from. And if you are spending money outside of your regular expenses, we're going to see what you're spending it on. All right, I need one more. All right, so we got 3 cards. So for money this month, some of you are spending money on tuition. So it could be your tuition, a family member, a friend, maybe you're helping them with tuition. It could be your tuition, okay? So something in reference to educating yourself, right? So it could be a course. Maybe you're taking an online course in astrology, and that could be tuition as well, okay? So anything that you're spending to enhance your your mindset. Cash is king is what comes out as well. So some of you are going to be using more cash, or this is a hint for some of you to start taking out more cash. Because cash is king is like a card that I designed, because you know how some people will say, well, I don't use cash, I just use my debit card. Well, sometimes when you use your ATM and debit card for little insignificant things that you could pay cash for, so for pricing of things that are under $100, well, let's just say 50 things under $50. So it may benefit you to have $50 in cash on you, and opposed to running back and forth to the ATM because you want to buy some gum and you're going to use your ATM card, or you want a soda and some chips and you use your ATM card for that, or you want a bottle of wine and it's $12, and instead of you just paying the cash for $12, you use your ATM. Like for some of you, every time you use your income, your card for those like insignificant costs, it adds up. Like if you take a look at your bank statement, you may see bank fees, bank fee, bank fee, bank fee. And you're like, oh my God. And for some of you, you can cut that out by just simply taking out, okay, let me just put $100 in my pocket, right? Until I get to like $20 in cash left, and then I'll take out another 100. But what I will do with this 100 is anything that's under $50, I'm going to use cash to pay it, right? So cash is king. That's just an example. All right, and then we got reconstruct your 401k. So for some of you, this is what you're doing. You're reconstructing it. It could be that you're borrowing on it for tuition, okay, for school, for you or your kids. It doesn't matter. But for some of you, that could be the case. But some of you, like all of us, with Venus in retrograde and Pluto in Capricorn, we're being more conservative with our money, trying to figure out, okay, where can I cut back, and what do I need to cut back on as far as my spending. So that looks pretty decent, right? As far as what you're going to be spending money on and what you're going to be saving in a way now you're going to consider, for some of you who that applies to, doing the cash route. And that way, because some people, well, I don't like to have cash on me because what if I get mugged? And well, $50 is not a whole lot. So if you ain't got nothing more than 50, you don't have to worry about it. It's not like you're walking around with hundreds of dollars on you. You're walking around with 50 so that you have some pocket change in the event that something quick comes up, and there, it's like you got to be the spur of the moment. Oh, here goes $10. Here, I got $10 for you. Or here goes 20. You might run into someone who's homeless who might need, $5, and you can give them $5. You know, you don't got to worry about, oh, I don't have an ATM, so I can't give you anything. You know, like, the universe will bless you for giving to people who don't have, you know. Keep that in mind. So let's see what's going on with love. All right, Earth sign men, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This love reading is not a reading, but it's going to be 3 cards that I'm going to pull, right? And take what resonates with your situation and what doesn't. Let's talk about your situation. It could be anybody that you're dealing with intimately. It doesn't matter what they're categorized as. It doesn't matter if this is just your little boo thing, or that's my little situation, that's my little side piece, that's my girlfriend, that's my fiance, that's my husband, you know, that's my wife of 50 years, whatever you want to call it. But this is somebody you're intimate with, and if you're not intimate with them now, maybe you were thinking about them. All right, but let's see. Go slow. Some of y'all are reconnecting with someone from your past, and or you're meeting someone. And the universe wants you to just take your time and get to know people. Because right now with the planetary alignments, with Venus still at the shadow period of the retrograde and Mercury at the shadow period of the retrograde, it's very important that you be careful of taking people back from the past. And it's very important that you be careful of jumping into new relationships with people. Take time to get to know them. Because a lot of people are still coming out of relationships that were not really good to them. And, you know, whether they realize it or not, some people are not allowing themselves time to heal. They just want to get out there and start dating and things like that. Some people are wise enough to know, look, I've been in this relationship for over 3 years. So, you know, I just broke up with this person 2 months ago. So I'm going to need at least another month or two, you know, depending on how intense the relationship is. I'm going to give myself at least 6 months, you know, so that I can just get back into my energy. And my energy is ruling everything instead of this other person's intertwined in mine. That type of thing. So be careful who you're meeting. You got fate here. It says this is a destined partnership. So for some of you, you could still be dealing with, because we're dealing with karmic energies as far as the relationships we're wrapping up right now. We just went into the new Taurus North Node. So everybody that you're connecting with now is either people that you have a karmic wrap up with, or the new people are new people that you're going to be making new connections with as far as karmically moving forward. So, you know, this could be telling you to go slow because this is a fated connection, meaning that there's destiny here. Now, if this is about a past relationship, for some of you, like I said, this is somebody from the past. They're coming back around. You want to go slow with this person because there's still lessons that need to be learned, which is why it's faded, you know, and you got the spiritual lesson here and faded and go slow. So for some of you, this could just be all one relationship, right? Where this person's coming back around and you're like, I don't know. So just be careful. Use your intuition and do what's best for you, right? So let's see what other advice we got for my men of Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for the month of February 2021. Messages of advice. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Well, we got 4. We're going to take them. That's way too many. All right, well, maybe they need to be told. Okay. So we have whale spirit, trust in the mystery. It came out in reverse. So somebody's not listening to their intuition, right? Or they're not, you know, they're trying to figure out something that's not making any sense. And, you know, instead of you just understanding that there's some things I need to let go of and let the universe handle, for some of you, you're having a difficult time doing that. For others of you, you've already gotten to that point. You've realized that you need to trust in what's going on. You said your piece with it, with your creator or whomever and you asked for help and you just let them do it. You let them handle it. For some of you, it's all about changing your mindset, because this came out in reverse, using your mind wisely. Some of you need to change your perspective on things, look at things from a different angle, or change your view on things. Some of you, that's why you may go back into a relationship that's no good for you, because you've not changed your mindset. Or some of you, this person could be coming back towards you and the universe is telling you that this person has not changed their mindset. They're still on the same bullshit, right? So we have koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. So for some of you, it's very important that you understand that there are going to be some things that are out of control and not going to make sense in reference to, you know, whatever's going on, what we talked about here, whatever resonates with you. And if it doesn't make sense, again, that's more reinforcement of the fact that maybe you need to just say to the creator, look, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to just let you guide me, you know, and I ask that you do. And you let, you know, like people say in when they talk about Christianity, they say, let Jesus take the wheel. Like for some of you, it's just that you let the creator take the wheel, you know, instead of you trying to control things because you can't. All right, so that's enough for that deck. I only wanted to do 3 cards for that deck. All right, so let's do 3 from this one and we'll wrap up the reading. Messages for the Earth sign men, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for the month of February 2023. 1, 2, Okay, regeneration came out. So for some of you, like I said, somebody maybe want to reconnect with something, but the universe is saying go slow, right, with this person. Okay, it may not be an immediate ex. This could be somebody that you broke up with 10 years ago, right? And they could have went through a relationship 2 or 3, and then you guys are circling back around again. So there could be some regeneration, but I feel like it's going to take time. You know why I say that? Because not only did we have the go slow men card come out, if you look at the ground here, this is like reddish. So it's like, you see here, it's starting to, the sun is just hitting the tips, and then it's slowly starting to go down, but the soil needs to be good as well. So for some of you, the soil is not good. The foundation may not be good if you don't go slow and take your time, right? With this regenerative energy. All right, let's get 2 more cards and we'll wrap this up. Let's see, what else do we have for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? 2 more cards. Okay. Serendipity. This is all about listening to divine timing. Like I was saying earlier, changing your perspective is just saying, you know what? The way that I'm looking at it is not working. So let me just let this go, and let me let the creator or God or whoever you believe in, let me just let Jesus take the wheel however you rock, right? And this is all about following the guidance of your intuition. If your intuition is telling you don't go over Roxy house today, you don't need to be over there. You've been over there all week. You ain't been getting nothing done. Go over Roxy house. Go straight home. And this time you listen. And then, you may find out that something went down at Roxy's house and you was like, damn, I'm glad I didn't go. That's serendipity. Listen to your intuition, right? And then we have go the distance. So for some of you, this could be about wrapping up a cycle. Maybe you had some problems and you've gone back and forth with a situation, person, place, or thing. And now it's time for you to wrap it up, and it's time for you to go the distance. So the universe is letting you know you can do this. For others of you, it could be about the workout situation and going the distance and planning it in such a way where you don't start off overwhelmed. It's like, oh, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week now. A New Year's resolution. You went from not working out at all to going to the gym 5 days a week. Like, that could be the problem right there. Maybe you just need to start off with doing 2 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And then you commit to those 2 days, and then you could always add another day, but you got to commit to the ones you got. And if you start overwhelming yourself when you start off from the gate, it's just setting yourself up for failure. So, going the distance could just be looking at, different ways of doing or reaching the same goal, right? So my earth sign men, that's what I have for you for the month of February 2022. I hope that you were able to get something out of the messages that were here. If you need a personal, feel free to reach out. I'm at 8thhouseenergy@gmail.com. My information is in the box below. That's if you need a personal, right? And what else I want to tell you? Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys throughout the month of February. All right, later, Earthmen.